to Culture on I-24 News. I'm Oded Grober. Thank you so much for joining me. Today on our show, we'll talk to photographer Luc Dratwa about his work. Bring you the sounds of Malian musician Habib Koite's show in Israel. And hear about the latest Spielberg-Hanks collaboration. Luc Dratwa is a Belgian photographer who exhibited in galleries in Paris, Tokyo, New York, the list goes on. This week, he's exhibiting his photographs in the 5th Tel Aviv Photo Expo. It's my pleasure to have him here in the studio. Thanks for coming in, Luc.
Hello.
So let's talk about some of your work, and I think one of your best-known series is Windows.
Can you tell
me a little bit about it?
Oh, Windows is a series of black and white photos.
Mm-hmm.
I do that in New York as the other series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very spatial. It's a spatial atmosphere. It's something that I do 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And till now, you can see on the... It's very spatial. It's very difficult for me to speak about my photos. What I can tell you, it's that it's a big work where I was very concentrated about the geometry, the atmosphere, and New York.
And New York, yeah, it's very New York. I mean, this view of the Empire State Building from the Rockefeller Center is so iconic. And there is something, I'm curious, what drew you to it? I know what I see in it, but what drew you to it?
You see New York, but it could be in another place. I don't want to make photo of New York. New York is the place where I feel something who enters in me and give me some inspiration. When I arrive in New York, every time I feel it like it's coming from the legs and going in my heart and then in my brain.
Yeah, ends up in your lens.
After that, yes, that's right. So New York is...
it's a very special place, no question about it.
Yeah.
And other series of yours also are in New York. For instance, the Subway series of beautiful, beautiful works, if I may say so.
Yes.
But there is one big difference, that there are no people in it.
Okay, yes, you're right. But when you see the Windows series, you will see that all the people are from behind. You will not recognize only. It's a part of my work. I like when nobody is on my photos. I like the works of the human. But maybe it's something very... it's difficult for me in English, but you will understand that my English is not so good. But you have to know that I find for me, in my eyes, that what people, the human people are doing is wonderful. When you see a picture of the subway, you can feel, oh, it's clever, oh, it's nice. And this is place that you can go every day and you don't see anything. I was working only at night. I began at 11. I was till 6 in the morning. So nobody was there. It was amazing. And when you see the pictures, you will feel all the details are wonderful. But a few minutes or a few hours later, you have thousands and thousands of people who don't see anything about that. It's wonderful. The subway is wonderful.
Maybe you have to have this look of the outsider to feel it. With the millions of people who live in New York, it takes someone who comes from Brussels to look at the city differently.
Maybe they have to stop a little bit and to wait and to open their eyes. But it's the same in all the cities.
So what do you see in that city?
What I see? No, I don't see. I feel. I feel. It's better than I see. I can't explain this because when I arrive in New York, as I told you, I feel very different. You know, I'm going to work to New York. I don't speak to anybody for 2 months. I'm working alone with me.
Yeah.
And
with the city. And with the city, there is something to work with, no doubt about it.
City.
Now, you've given your work another twist. There's beyond these beautiful images that you've made some augmented reality aspect. There's some interactivity to it.
Yes, it's an app. You can download it easily to the App Store, Android or iPhone. Just write my name. And with this app, you can scan my photos, streets.
Okay.
And you will have...
In the gallery, at home? Or?
You can do in the gallery. You can do at home. You can do on your laptop screen.
Right. Wow.
You can do on a newspaper. So we recognize the photo, and then we'll start another story.
Deconstructing it.
Yes. What's happened behind the facade? What's happened behind the scene?
I see.
Okay?
That's really cool.
I will leave the surprise.
We'll have to find it. We'll have to download and check out to see what happened behind the scenes, but it sounds like it's worth checking out.
Yeah.
Let's get to Israel. This isn't your first visit in Israel.
No, it's not my first visit.
Do you work here as well?
I'm working here, no, but I have 3 of my children are living in Israel, so...
You come by often.
Yes,
and you display your work. Now, this photography expo that you're taking part in...
This is the first time that I will exhibit my photography in Israel. And I hope that it will not be the last time.
I hope so as well. This is it's a nice event, this photography expo, because it tries to cater to a very large audience.
Yes, I have to tell you that I have saw the pictures and the works of the other people who are doing this expo. It will be very, very nice. It's a very high level. I was surprised because I didn't know the Israeli photographers. Really, the level is very high.
Great. So I hope this is the first time of many. Luc, thanks again for coming in today.
Thank you.
Moving on now, for almost 20 years, guitarist and singer Habib Koite has been a prominent figure in the Malian music scene. His good nature comes through in his songs, and last week he performed in the town of Zichron Yaakov in Israel. David Gumbin and Nasib Safadi were there to bring back these sounds.
His talent has thrilled the whole of Africa and Europe. A real star in his native homeland, Malian artist Habib Koite is known for his unique style, which blends a diversity of rhythms with unifying words. For over a decade, he has traveled the world with his guitar. Yet, this is the first time he plays in Israel, a new experience for him.
I tell you, it's been a month since I'm on the road. 2 days in Israel, I had a rest, I had peace of mind, I had the feeling of well-being.
His highly anticipated concert at the Elma Zichron Yaakov quickly took on a festive atmosphere of West African vibes. His connection with the Israeli public was immediate. With a style of his own, Habib Koite electrifies the audience. His stage presence represents tradition. Habib is from the novel line of Kasonke griots responsible of keeping the oral historical tradition alive through music and poetry. Habib has adapted his guitar playing to the style of the Kamalan Ngoni, the Malian traditional instrument. Making use of unusual pentatonic scales, his music is instantly recognizable. If Habib Koite received such recognition in recent years, it is all thanks to his words. Just like Alpha Blondy in Ivory Coast, he also advocates unity and tolerance in his songs.
I go to your home, your father threw me out.
Music can already carry the message of unity, the message of the agreement, the message of compassion, the message of self-help, the message of the homeland. The music helps spread this message easily, because it is through music there are notes that rap that, and it adds color so you can easily listen.
20 years he sings tirelessly to spread the word. Yet when meditating on the current state of affairs of his country, he feels like it's not an easy battle for the situation to improve.
souvent, on se dit quand même.
Often it is even said that despite everything, we sing love. Despite the agreement, we sing. We sing against bad policy, bad governance. Despite everything, there are bad things happening in this world. There is the war that is causing disharmony. There is a society that is being destabilized. There is a side that tears me apart. I had that same feeling whenever something happens in my country or elsewhere.
He willingly admits it is often in trouble that he draws his inspiration.
It's unfortunate that tragedy gives this force for creativity. How unhappiness helps creativity, created against misfortune.
Habib Koite, an artist at heart who suffers from the misfortune of others. He has found a solution to relieve the pain. The recipe is music.
In a moment, we'll catch up with Tom Hanks, see what he's been up to. But first, our cultural recommendation for the day.
Charismatic voice with classical and jazz influences. Noam Vazana is a young Israeli singer and musician with a bright spirit. His latest album, Love Migration, tells the story of an immigrant who gives birth to a romantic relationship despite the distance. An album that won the Israeli Akum Prize. Love Migration is the result of many international collaborations with musicians from Spain, Germany, the Netherlands, and Israel. She has also graced the audiences from different countries such as Italy, Germany, and Morocco. She's now back in Israel to present her latest album.
What's wrong? I'm calling you from Syria.
And now it's time for Shuttle Pilot segment Off Screen. Take it away, Jaffa.
Yes. Well, if there's an opportunity to mention Tom Hanks, then I say, why not? And indeed, the duo, Hollywood has been waiting for quite some time to reunite, is back. The Hanks-Spielberg partnership. They are back. DreamWorks announced Wednesday that Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks's sort of a Cold War thriller has finally a title. It's called Bridge of Spies. And if that's not enough, the Coen brothers will be writing the screenplay.
The Coen brothers?
The Coen brothers, Joel and Ethan. Though John Williams, the composer who usually composes Spielberg's films, actually 26 out of 27, will not be will not be composing this one due to a minor health issue. So unfortunately, no John Williams. No, this is a mistake, actually. He won't be scoring. This is from March 3rd. News is from yesterday. I can't remember the name, but I'll get back to you with that. This one is going to be about a true story about a Brooklyn lawyer, which Hanks will portray. He's sent by the CIA to negotiate the release of a captured American pilot. This really happened during the 60s, and it will be released in theaters in October 16.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for some sort of a twist. I mean, with the Coen brothers writing the screenplay, there has to be a twist.
It's definitely going to be interesting, and with all these big shots in the involvement of the production, it's going to be, I'm sure there's going to be a twist.
Tom Hanks, last time was, I think, Lady Killers,
which wasn't that good.
It doesn't, I enjoyed it.
But
I don't know, it was
back,
different, it was strange.
We take a look back at the Hanks-Spielberg partnership, which is a 3-decade-long partnership. We can go back to 1998, first of all, with Saving Private Ryan back then, a World War II historic film, and they moved on to, they're like addicted to World War II fictions. We're talking about mini-series, perhaps, but I think it's more the intrigue of the stories. They created the mini-series Band of Brothers, which drew 10 million viewers at the time, another mini-series, The Pacific, and they're also now developing a third one about World War II for HBO. One of my favorite collaborations is Catch Me If You Can, back in 2002, another true story about Franz Abagnale Jr., who before his 19th birthday succeeded to con millions of dollars. This was a great film, I think, and also a success in the box office. There also was The Terminal in 2004, but I think think they would rather we won't mention it.
Yeah.
And we have to say, if we take a look at Tom Hanks's career in recent years, in the past decade since 2004, he had his ups and downs, but mainly downs. We've seen him as Robert Langdon and Captain Phillips last year, but it's still not the Spielberg-Hanks collaboration we have been used to, and hopefully this will bring back his career.
He doesn't seem as hungry as he used to be,
well,
you know?
like in Castaway. No, we've seen him, you know, he's having fun with the typewriters, and he's making clips with Carly Rae Jepsen and his wife, Rita Wilson, who has a new song, so he's making cameos.
But maybe this is going to be their big comeback.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much, Jaffa.
Thank you.
Thank you at home for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our show. As usual, we'll be back tomorrow with our weekend edition, and I will see you all again on Monday.